Okay, I'll call the meeting to order at 5:59. Changes or additions to the agenda. We got number 6, ARPA funds update is being tabled because there is no update because we haven't done anything. We've got the fire contract in Newport under other business and a second executive session tonight. Public actually, let's introduce ourselves first for the record.
Scott Breyer, Select Board.
Dave Gallup, Select Board.
Phil Marquette, Select Board.
Maxwell, Town Administrator.
Matt Krajewski, Assessor's Office.
Ernie Planning School Board.
Okay, public comment.
We're gonna do the people on
Oh, I
Zoom.
gotta do that one.
Oh yeah, Zoom people, go ahead.
Deb Tankway, Town Clerk.
Dave Barlow, Town Treasurer.
Now public comment. I just have one. We got a letter from the VMCTA president today saying that Deb Tangway received an award at the select board or the clerk, certified Vermont clerk at the recent thing she went to. So congratulations, Deb.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice. And next up, we have the school edition update. Pretty.
All right, so it's been a while, I guess, since we've talked about this. Basically, since the bond vote, we got to work. We put out bids for a geotechnical engineer. They came by, did some work over there, and there's a report that's out. The architects have taken a look at. We also bid out for the construction managers. 2 responded, Spates and Stewart's, and Stewart's ended up getting the contract because they just basically met the statute requirements. So they were the lower bid and the bids weren't within 1%. They are now working on an initial assessment of what there's this thing called a guaranteed maximum price that they're going to give us towards the end of this pre-construction phase that's going to go till about March. Well, maybe more like February. But there is some concern that the estimate's going to come back fairly higher than what it was before. Our architects think that because of labor, things might be about 40% higher than what we had originally estimated. So that's about where we're at. We just figured because a lot has happened, some numbers have gotten tossed around, kind of come and give you guys an update on what's happening here. There are thoughts about potentially asking for more money, but we'll have to see how that goes, again, based on the estimate. So so we'll just constantly, from here on out, every month or so, give you guys an update of what's going on. Questions?
David has his hand up,
Yes, sir.
if he meant to.
David, you got a question for Praneet?
No, not sure why my hand would be up.
Oh, wait, never mind. That's the mouse.
Oh, never mind, that's the mouse.
Okay.
So when does the spending actually start?
So it's starting now. We are going to be paying the architect for all the work that they're going to be doing with all the documents and stuff they're going to put together, the drawings. And the construction managers get paid during the pre-construction phase as they put together basically the estimate for what the construction is going to cost us. But we aren't starting to pay for any of the construction stuff yet. The thought for that is we're going to put in for a line of credit from one of the banks over here. We did approve it. I can't remember which bank we went with though. Basically for the bond amount. Yeah, I think, yeah. Because they know the bond's coming, we're going to get that credit and we'll pay out. That's a thought right now.
Do we have a quote from these estimators, like a max that they're gonna charge? So say you don't get approved for the extra funding.
Yep.
How much money are we gonna waste getting to the point where we want to see if we can come up with the extra money? Like how much money is gonna be invested, spent? You're gonna hire this architect and they're gonna come up with a final and a maximum cost and you're gonna get this number. How much does that cost?
So that's sitting at the amount of construction that we had left us. The amount for construction was around like 2.65 million out of 3.2. So the remainder of the 500K is going to be somehow split between the construction for the architects and the construction manager for this phase. I'm not sure what the exact numbers are right now.
So we're talking $500,000 or $600,000 for the
Somewhere around there.
management and
That's what's estimated. I'm not sure we're actually gonna use up all of that stuff. But yeah, I'm basing that off of us going to the construction managers and saying, try to give us your estimate based on 2.65 million for the construction. So of the 3.2, I'm assuming that's what we're going to be using for that. Yeah. And there's a lot of work that these guys are doing. So there's construction documents, design documents, schematic design, all the stuff that they're putting in. Then there's work that they're doing for the stuff. There's some work that they have to do for removing the roof and doing all the insulation work over there. And yeah, and part of the construction costs will be the fee that we pay to the construction manager, just sitting at, I think, 4%, if I'm not mistaken. So the overall construction cost, about 4% goes to them.
So if you go up 40%, you could be looking at another $1.4 million.
Yeah. And that's just, you know, a wild guess at this point.
So those expenditures, would they be done, would they be impacting us next year on our taxes, David? I'm asking from somebody who was still in sticker shock from the 56% increase I had this year. Barlow, you awake?
Me too.
Always somebody to complain about taxes. 56%. If the school budget goes up, yes, you can expect and the students remain the same. But the education tax rate is based on equalized per pupil cost.
So are we way over on that per pupil cost? What's driving the increases?
As far as I know, the school budget hasn't changed much at all. I mean, the per pupil cost hasn't changed all that much.
Is it over the state allowance or is it just all?
So just to review, the tax rate last year in 21 was abnormally low because of a one-time impact of the reappraisal and the huge increase in the landfill had an impact on the CLA, the common level of appraisal. It had nothing at all to do with the school. This year, the tax rate's back to normal.
So this year, wasn't this year like $1.50 and last year was like $1.05? So it's like 45 cents a thousand more,
35,
35 cents a thousand more.
Yep,
because it's $1.40 this year.
that
But
was,
to answer part of Dave's question, actually, when we went through, we did the budget. Everything that we could control, we were actually able to control. A lot of what was driving the budget up was items that we could not control. And that was the cost of teachers' insurance. That was the cost of the tuition for our high schoolers. So that's where basically most of the biggest increases as far as the school budget came from, was from costs that we had no control over.
Everybody good on the school division update?
So basically it is a 35% increase. It went up 35 cents on $1.05. So basically it is 35%.
Just mine individually went up 56%. I'm not saying as a rate, which I didn't understand because I sold a mobile home.
well, you know, we're kind of chuckling just because I'm just getting beaten and battered and messed around by every damn taxpayer who's upset. And last year, not one of them came in and said, hey, my taxes went down 20 or 30%. That's great. None of that. But this
Now
year,
it's back up.
You're lying, Barlow. I did. I ran down with a check last year. This year I'm walking pretty slow.
yeah, well, just be aware that the fact is we are getting a lot of irate phone calls and visits from
Yeah.
taxpayers. And, you know, the fact is we have zero to do with setting that rate. The state tells us what it is. I print the bills, they go out.
Okay, number 5,
Right, thank you.
Matt Krajewski, air emission to the Grand West.
All right, I got a nice printout for you here, with a pretty photo on the back.
No PDF presentation?
No PDF presentation, unfortunately.
So I'm going to kind of summarize this. This basically affects, it's the same situation here. It's technically two different parcels according to the grand list though. So we have a parcel out on Pettit Road, Petite Road, owned by Bahina. It was an unlanded mobile home. Basically, this property has gone abandoned at this point. This person, we have no contact with them. Recently, the taxes were abated going back several years. To this point, but we've run into a new issue now where a tax bill has been generated for the 22-23 tax billing cycle, and we anticipate that that's more than likely going to go delinquent as well. What I'm basically asking from you here tonight is that we make the unlanded mobile home account for Bahina inactive, and we merge the mobile home into the LaRock parcel at 74 Pettit Road. Out there, basically. The way that I look at this, honestly, is that there is a structure there, a building, and it's on someone's land, and it shouldn't necessarily just be, you know, annexed from everything for the most part, is the way that I kind of look at it. So what I'm asking from you here tonight is that we close the Bahina parcel, the unlanded mobile home account, and that we merge that value into the LaRock parcel at that point. I have adjusted it slightly, so as an unlanded account, it was being assessed at $2,400. I did go out and review it. You can see my date stamp on the back of the document I gave to you was early September. So September 8th, I went out and reviewed it. So I'm proposing that we add $1,500 onto the LaRock assessment to account for this mobile home. And just kind of some justification as to the figure there. We are also the assessors in the town of Troy. I recently reviewed an unlanded mobile home out on Bear Mountain Road, which our recent bill of sale has said it's going to come down here on Main Street, and it's going to fill this Smith lot where they ripped the house down over in here. So very similar situation. That just transacted for $1,000, that mobile home. Difference in the Bahina one is we've got a trailer with kind of a first floor addition. I certainly understand that it's abandoned at that point, but I look at kind of that $500 difference to at least accommodate for that first floor addition on the mobile home, the Bahina trailer out there. So kind of twofold, close the Bahina account according to the 22 grand list. Basically what it would do is wipe out the tax bill at that point on that. We merge it into LaRock's. I do legally have to send LaRock a change of appraisal notice and allow them to appeal it. So we go through the grievance process with them if they choose to go that way.
I'm good with it. I think it's a good idea.
I do too. Yep.
So if the trailer comes off of there, if they take it off, does that change anything?
If they were to take it off before April 1st of 23, then we would go out and review it for next year's grand list. And we could certainly say that, yeah, it can come off of the LaRock assessment at that point, but.
And it'd be like,
Structure there,
it would be like a
that's-
$1,500, $2,000 decrease, right? It's not huge.
I have it set up right now to present to you tonight as a $1,500 increase to LaRock. So if that structure was to go away prior to April 1st of 23, we would just reduce the assessment back by $1,500.
Actually, wouldn't the property be worth more? You could argue sometimes it'd be worth more.
You could, again, I was kind of hesitant with this one because I get it that it's been abandoned for as long, but a couple of them that I've seen recently, the unlandeds, I mean, they're not in the best of shape, but they still sell for what they sell for. So seeing that one in particular up in Troy on Bear Mountain Road selling for $1,000 and it's supposedly moving down here on the main street in your community, it's something that I look at as a fair assessment. Again, they have the right to appeal it. They want to go through the appeals and tell me why it's not worth the $1,500 that we're proposing to you. They have that right to do that, certainly.
What happens if he appeals it then? It stays LaRock.
So if LaRock appeals it, I mean, like any appeal that we hear normally, we go through the appeals process. I hear what they have to say. If it's valid, certainly, if I think that there's a valid reason why it should be adjusted off the 15, then I'll go ahead and do that.
So that's just the adjusted part, not the merging or anything.
Well, that's merging it into that account. So LaRock's is to increase by $1,500. Basically, I propose that we make LaRock's now a 2-card parcel. There's already an existing mobile home on that account. So we add a second one onto it at that 1,500 figure.
We need a motion to.
We need a
use?
motion for that. I'll make a motion to accept the air emissions report from Matt Krajewski.
So move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Matt.
Excellent. All right, thank you, guys. I will, I'm gonna be in touch with Kate. Kate's in the office here tomorrow, so I'll work with her. I'll be remote anyways, but we'll be able to get the change notice out tomorrow. We'll start the 2-week process of whether or not they want to go through appeals, and we can issue the revised bill right away, so. Excellent.
Great.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Hey, thank you, Deb.
Okay, ARPA funds, we're skipping. The next one is the Cleveland Meeting House. This is what we got for gutters. You can ignore the part about the snow guards because the construction guys will those, right?
Yeah,
So I didn't see the painters today.
No, I got an email from James last week. I haven't got a second bill from him, but he anticipates an extra 3,500 work that they had to do based on what got screwed up in the roof up there.
And so I mentioned to him about going black on the gutters. And have you?
Yeah, I told him we want to black on the gutters.
No snow days.
No, you don't have to do snow.
I like the whole power line. Will need to be wrapped when the roofers didn't do it.
Roofers weren't there. They would dang one from the string.
They had a rope hanging over the neutral line. They went right on it.
what, be hot?
Neutral was fine, but if that would have been happening with the phase up top,
So the bottom line on the gutters is 70 is,
Yes, and Willie's didn't bid because it was too big of a job for him, so that's the only one I got. If you guys don't like that, I'll have to go out and search for
I
some.
talked to Willie too. He said it's just all specialty because of the way the crown molding is. And he said like, yeah, it's not his thing. So I make a motion that we approve Worcester gutters estimate for the amount of,
7,500. It's on the right.
yeah, 7534.
So
All those in favor? Aye.
Is there somewhere to sign on there? Scott will go sign this.
So what do we want to do? So about the $3,500 extra in painting, I think we should reach out to pay we're happy with the roof job they did. I believe everybody's happy, but we should ask them to pick up the cost of that $3,500,
we
honestly.
should, because I mean, there's no reason for them not to paint it before they put it back up.
They should have did it, definitely.
could've.
They took it out, they did a good job, they needed to paint it.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
That's what it cost us. And they did do us some extras, and they did not hesitate to charge for any extras that they did. So I think overall, we'll probably pay them taking out the $3,500. Maybe you should reach out to them and say,
Well, once I get the bill from James.
Yeah.
See what the exact
Yeah.
amount is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's here. Thank you.
so there's a painters feel they're gonna be finished soon?
So
Yeah.
all they got is a steeple. Touch up spots and go on.
Looks good.
Yeah.
What are we doing with the window that's plywooded up? Is that?
I don't know, was James gonna do those?
He said he could if he wanted him to.
Can you ask him for a price?
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay, next up, we got the minutes of September 12th.
Do we need a motion to pay this, or we just pay this?
So let's wait until we get warrants, but
Yeah, those are under warrants.
Okay,
I just wanted to point that out because that's what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Start business along that. I'm on a virtual break. Don't look at the computer unless it's Craigslist.
I'll make a motion to accept the Monday, September 12th select board meetings minutes.
So move. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, next up, we've got the tax sale, which is a week from tomorrow. 2 properties. I'll be here if you guys want to authorize me to bid on either one of those. I don't think we have any interest in the Justin Lamondo one, but maybe the other one.
Now, Lamunda's parcel, he doesn't own the property, right? It's
Just about landed.
Unlanded mobile home.
Amber's always gets to this point.
Is this the mobile home on land down here on the corner? On the bottom of Spencer Hill, is that where that one is? This
No,
is
that's not-
no,
that's
Amber's.
actual.
Amber's got a house up on, which one is
Spencer
it?
Hill.
Spencer Hill.
Amber's up on the right, the first one on the right. Going up Spencer Hill. She's usually gets to this point and then it comes back, I think, doesn't it?
So what would be the benefit of the town bidding on a property like that?
Not a lot, not a huge benefit, but we wouldn't pay, I mean, we wouldn't bid any more than,
The taxes.
right, whatever the taxes are. I think someone's gonna come bid on it anyway,
Is that next Monday?
next Tuesday.
What would happen if nobody bid on it?
Barlow.
Yeah, that's my concern. If nobody bids on it, there's no pressure on the taxpayer to actually pay the tax. Last time this came up 2 years ago for tax sale, the town did bid taxes that were due and fees and all that, just that amount. And lo and behold, the taxpayer came up with the money and redeemed it.
So after the tax sale, how long is that?
Is it a
they gotta
year?
Do that.
They have a year. Now, if they were to let that year go by and the town ended up owning it, at least it's real estate. We own property.
Right, there's, yeah.
So I make a motion, we give Matt, do we need a motion to do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Make a motion that we authorize Matt to bid on the B4 property up to the amount of the taxes due, or
amount of delinquent taxes, interest, costs and penalties, $754.96.
Move.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Makes sense.
Okay. Next up is budgets and appropriations. This is just a reminder, I'm starting to work on the town report. So, get your budgets to me when you can. We've gotten exactly 1 request for an appropriation up to this point to the tune of $250.
That'll start coming in.
Very more.
Yeah, if we can get an early start, that'd be so nice to be ahead of the curve.
That'll
Last
start
year,
coming in
we,
November.
Okay, next up, we got other business.
You guys are planning commission, but they're already.
We got planning commission's in. Thank you, Praneet.
That's right. Well, you guys are getting the detail of the budget. I'll do that, Scott.
thank
I'll
you,
see you guys
Hey, we
later.
appreciate it.
We got a new fire contract this morning from Laura Dolgan of the city of Newport. Needs a signature and a motion to approve.
Any changes?
None.
Okay. Did you get beef?
Beef?
Thought you were getting beef. You asked about freezing.
I got one like 6 months ago and I bought a freezer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's go. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good? Yeah.
I want a brisket. I'll make a motion, maybe we should do that.
It's all the same.
Dates are good.
So make a motion to accept the city of Newport fire department contract and Scott Breyer to sign.
So move. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You second that, Bill?
Yeah.
David, did you have something for other business?
Tell us today's date, October 3rd.
Nope.
I do. The new town website has been officially swapped over, if nobody has figured that out yet. There are definitely changes and updates to do to it, but it's up.
Okay, next we have the warrants.
So Milton, your car rides, is that just, does it need to be paid?
Should be good. Deb, what? I know we've had this invoice before. How come it's just getting to us now? The Milton Cat
That,
one?
I'm just, for Milton Cat, I'm just getting that. We ended up receiving a statement and it had listed last month or last time you did AP 2 invoices. I had the smaller invoices. That one I did not have. So I contacted them to request for them to send it to us.
Oh, so she didn't have the Milton
Yeah, I know.
invoice, is what it was.
750. This document showing it was ordered. Unit price, it sounds right, it's 777, 4 pieces.
It was ordered on 7/15 dock date. So July 15th. Right after the 4th of
That was that
July.
late, yeah. I didn't think it was that late.
Okay, so that wasn't the thing we were talking about, credits and stuff then.
No, any credit should have came from, do we have any credits from,
We haven't received the credit check from Tenco. Is that who you're thinking?
yeah,
That's like $2,240 and like 1 cent,
yeah.
but I have not seen that as of yet.
Could you reach out to them again, Deb?
I will.
All right, thank you.
That's it. So now. This is the one with James. For the cleanup. What are we going to do with that?
The cleanup of,
Cleanup of roof material, repainting and priming of areas replaced by the roofers, repriming and painting of water stains on previously painted surfaces.
yeah, I make a motion that we pay that. It's an extra. I think we had a little bit of.
So this
extra.
wasn't the one you're talking about not paying.
No, we want to pay James. We want to get that back. We don't want to pay the roofer.
Oh, okay.
The roofer is gonna pay, the roofer is gonna give us that much of a discount.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to ask Pernille if that new frame group invoice looked great. Okay, so I've looked at all of them and they seem good to me. I'm gonna make a note that we paid the GoDaddy web hosting and we also paid with the website move. We moved over to the Alpine Media hosting, which is about the same per year as GoDaddy, but GoDaddy got paid. I'm gonna see if we can cancel that and get credit back, but I'm not positive if we can do that or not. So we are at the moment double paying web hosting. Just to put that out there. Other than that,
And your company's gonna submit a bill to the town for the work, for your hours.
yes.
Told him we needed a bill before he had the 1,000 hours for all the stuff he's done.
I'll make a motion to accept the warrants as they are and sign them.
So move. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You need to get a bid on the truck. Painful.
No one?
No. International called me today, he said. Maybe, he was gonna bid and he said, no, get contacted Friday and not to bid until we find out what we have for them to do.
Wow, isn't it crazy world?
For new ones or for?
We had 3 freaking pens.
So
on
do you
it.
guys have enough time to look through these warrants?
No,
So can we change this?
I think I mentioned it last week, so if I get those, when do you usually send them, Deb? You usually send
Monday
them today.
afternoon.
And
I never have time to look at them pre-meeting.
I don't either, except for what I just do anyways, but. That's something we can
So
do.
Thursday before,
Thursday, yeah,
Definitely.
Okay.
and email them out and then we can look.
Have
through
your
them
pen.
and then. I need to get you my conference stuff. Forgot about that. Something for Gallup, I don't know what that means. Hold for Gallup.
I want to be the sidewalk study group. What the heck? How much? are
That's
they
what I wanted to
studying?
ask
I mean,
Pete.
$7,800 for sidewalk study.
That,
For
we've already paid them a good.
it's 30
I wanted-
grand total.
Yeah, they're getting 30 grand for sidewalk study.
35.
Now, how is Dufrain Group related to whoever's making this grant? Like how, this seems a little,
So I think what happened was the RFP went out and they all know that it was from a grant, so they just boom, right up to the amount.
no, but it just seems,
That's why the first bill I gave some extra stink, because they were already billing for meeting prep that we haven't even had, and meeting time that we haven't even had meetings for yet. Do you need
Okay.
that?
I should
It's
be-
been stuck in this folder.
we must almost be out of money. They must almost have it all, right?
Close.
David wanted David to look at that invoice.
You want
The
to,
treasurer wanted Mr. Rhodes to look at that invoice.
do we want to hold that check? Do you want to look at it closer and see, look into it?
I don't think there's anything to look in, like, did the planning commission get that invoice and then it goes over to you, or did they review it? That'd be my only thing.
Don't they have to approve it at their meeting before they send it to Deb?
Well, I don't know where the invoice goes, it goes directly to you.
I've never seen this.
Which one are you talking about? The Dufrain one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what,
Not until it comes.
how does that come about? I mean,
I think I got that one from Matt. So maybe Matt got it down in his email. I'd have to double check,
it's a scheme, not,
but usually,
it's like,
oh, that's,
I can check, maybe.
there was hours of meeting time that prep and stuff on the first one that they haven't even done anything yet. No meetings with
we
any of
should,
us.
you should spend a few hours and ask them for an update and see if they actually,
Well,
do they
Praneet,
really,
that's why I didn't think about
Yeah,
it before
we might
Praneet
wanna
left,
ask.
because Praneet would have been the one that asked.
do they really even do anything?
They have been.
I'll send for an email tomorrow.
There's two
I mean, they're
things,
good at billing. They got that down. They break it down really good.
but
You know what I mean? 4 hours a day, $80 an hour. But where's the sidewalk? We
This
can't-
is just the study.
No, I
This isn't
know,
building
we don't have any
sidewalk.
money for
You'd have done
it.
better off than 100,000, just do it.
What, but it's just a waste of money.
Of course it is. It's a big thing.
I think
It's-
it's still pay it, but I think we should have an update from the planning commission.
All right, put that on. You,
Putting it on there. Update.
So.
No, it's just
you know what
like-
that is? Sure.
What's that
You
about?
know what that is?
Yeah, that's our lease agreement for the month.
Okay, so does that need to be paid? Is that,
I would say when the month is done.
oh, this is for the, oh, that's for the excavator. Okay, I got it.
you have an excavator now?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we've been ditching the big thing in. Hopefully we can come up tomorrow and get that building here.
Okay, the only thing we have left is executive session.
so one quick question in regards to Dufrain. So if Dufresne is sending those invoices directly to Matt and then Matt's giving them to me, do you want those going to planning commission before they're put into AP and paid out?
Probably just to have it verified.
I can't imagine there's much left for that. Like we must have. Who
So
would
money wise, Dave, Barlow, are you able to look that up quick and see how much?
Yeah, I think there's probably quite a bit left. It's like with the match, it's like a $36,000 to $34,000 grant. So there's probably,
We may not want any more study done. We might want sidewalks done.
I'll let you know if this funeral one that I'm doing is gonna be the same one.
Oh my God.
Okay, Phil. So is this the second executive or the
This
first?
is this one, we're gonna do personnel first. So read this. one
Okay,
first.
because you had
Yeah,
put the second one under other business, that's why I was.
no, the second one's the executive session.
Warrants, that's all we're. What am I reading?
You're reading the second one, what was Saturday next to you?
I move and then I gotta do. Okay. I move that we go into executive session to discuss personnel matter under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A3 of the Vermont statutes. To include the board. Matt. David Barlow.
So move. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'm stopping recording.
Have a good night.
Okay, we've come out of executive session on the personnel issue, no action taken.
Is this the first one?
Second will be on the top one.
What is this for?
This is for,
I guess we don't, okay. I move to find that premature general public knowledge regarding the town's legal strategy with certain contract matters clearly place the town at a substantial disadvantage because the select board risks disclosing its negotiation strategy if it discusses the strategy in public.
So move. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
I move that we enter into executive session to discuss confidential attorney-client communications made for the purpose of providing professional legal services to the body under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A1F of the Vermont statutes.
We got a tour of the facility and
You watching for it, David,
So do we just have to,
second it.
yeah, there's two.
so move, second? So move, you so move.
So move.
All those in favor?
Unanimous.
Aye.
Okay, pause recording. Okay, we're out of executive session, no action taken. And now we need is a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good.
Thanks, Dave.
thank you. See you.
Did you get your steps?
No, they're still moving large granite rocks. It's just not an easy thing, right?